All of that
did none of
comedy
it.
gold.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty freaking funny. Oh no, I can't. I don't see it yet. That doesn't mean we're not on.
The song
Yep,
again.
we're there.
Oh. Hey.
Yeah,
There
I'm
we
gone.
are. Now I don't see anybody's pictures except for a couple.
I see.
We need to
I don't know.
exit and come back.
I
Ruh-roh.
see Doc. I see.
No,
Oh, wait.
there I am.
Coming back. Just give it a second.
Everybody slowly popping up.
Look.
Oh. We'll get there eventually. It's
Hi,
fine.
friends. We're
Again. Oh no.
oh no.
Oh. I will believe you when it happens.
This is why I have
Are we
trust
still
issues.
inside?
This is why I
Are
have
we
trust
still
issues.
inside the same live?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hey, I see us. Now.
We're back.
We have returned.
Well done.
Look at us.
Technology.
Look at us. Listen, we're all still very much having a Hobie hangover right now.
We're doing great, sweeties.
So-
And
Great.
I want you guys to know that even though you weren't present for the past 5 minutes, it was really fucking funny.
It was pretty funny.
We were fun.
Trust
We
us.
should screen record these on the back end.
We really should.
She's losing us again.
Oh no.
Why does
Oh,
this
boy.
live feel like the video for Aha's Take on Me?
Oh my gosh, this is not a good sign. This is a bad sign.
Oh boy.
Are we?
Oh man. Are we really?
It's funny. I'm watching the live on YouTube and it keeps saying this video is paused due to your connectivity.
Well, it keeps stopping and then it keeps buffering.
It's fine. We'll get there eventually, maybe, theoretically.
Well, hey everybody.
Hi. Technically, it's your internet's fault, and they need to do better. Do better, Patricia's
Do better,
internet. Do better.
No, really. We got to talk about
Whoever your
Hobie.
ISP is needs to get their fucking shit together. I say that as somebody with the slowest internet amongst us. It's fine. I am the pot.
Crap, it's buffering.
I mean, I see us buffering too.
Yeah, I see us buffering.
It's pretty rough. One would think that the internet inside of New York City itself would be better.
That's so sweet. Gail says, we can hear you if we can't have the video. That's so sweet.
Oh, that is nice.
That is good to know, though. When our videos go down, they can, in fact, still hear our asses.
Yeah. Maybe we should just have Katie do it, and then I can prep for next time.
And the 6 videos.
Nope. It's just freaking crazy. Oh. Okay.
Have we done it?
Wondering if while Katie's gone, we just go back to TikTok.
Hey guys, can you hear us?
We might have to.
All right.
Hey, I see us now.
Hey, I see us. I see my eyes moving.
It
How are
looks
we
like
doing?
we're back for realsies this time.
Oh yeah. Oh, Katrina says
better.
perfect.
There we
Mary
go.
says better. Debbie, Laura.
Hey,
Thank God for Katie.
Okay.
we're in so
Yay,
much
Katie.
trouble in 21 days.
Listen, we're on borrowed time here, friends.
Yep, we sure are.
9:32 is our
Okay,
cutoff. We've been told.
We got 21 days to figure this fucking shit out. Is what we got.
Yes.
That's right. It'll be fine. Well, hey, welcome. Happy Sunday.
Hi, friends.
Hey, hello.
Welcome
everyone.
back. For some of us, from
Oh, crap. Hold on.
our own Hobie Palooza.
Yeah.
Hobie Palooza.
It was glorious in every way possible.
So glorious.
Whoops.
It was
Got the
everything
It's
we
fine.
could have
It
hoped
disappeared
would
for a
be.
second.
We'll
be back.
It's fine. It's fine. Whoops.
Yeah, anything new happened, Sharice? Anything
Whoops. That's
happening?
the
I don't know.
mistake.
Oh, there we are again. There we
Yeah,
are.
sorry, it was me. I had to move the window around.
No worries.
It's fine. We're
what
it's fine.
Talking about, right? I know.
Yeah, nothing
All
big
right.
happened this week at all. So
Nothing at
All
all.
right, should we get
Uh,
into it, Steph?
All right, Steph, go ahead. Let's get us welcomed in.
right as I was taking a drink. Okay, welcome everybody to AP 529 Live. This is our Sunday Night Live. I almost said this anyway. Sunday Night Live, where I made me think about ice cream. Sorry.
Ice cream.
Sorry about
That's
that.
the thing.
Where
Love
we
ice
usually do a deep dive into like a topic, and tonight we're deep diving into Hobie.
So deep. So deep. So deep.
Wait.
And so here's our team. This is our admin team, our group of 6 who kind of run the show, and then we have a group of many that help us with that. But these are the 6 that kind of do the internets. Although sometimes not great. We do the website, we do the newsletter, we do the lives, we do all of it. And the reason why the internet is the problem is because it's like our NASA space station, and it gets a little slow. So nobody's fault. It's internet. So welcome.
Yeah.
I'm Stephanie. Katie's here. Patricia's here. Doc is here. Christina's here. Quinn's is here. I'm going fast because we want to get through everything tonight. So 9:32 is our cutoff. So, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so
All right, Patricia.
we have a map. I can put you in that map. If you want to find Army friends, just fill the form in our website and we'll add your information to the map. We don't put your name. We put your internet, social media handle so people can find you. We actually met some people in Chicago who met through the map.
Yes.
So, and we have a bunch of people in our community that also met through the map. So please, if you want to kind of meet new Army friends, join our map. We have over 5,000 people there, 500 people. So lots of friends to make.
Side note, I stumbled on somebody I hadn't seen before promoting our map on Reddit yesterday.
Oh, no.
I was just scrolling down Reddit and I saw a
Awesome.
post on our Bangtan that was like, how do I find more Army friends? And I was going to go promote the map. And already top comment was like, these people have a map. And everybody was like, Army is so cool.
Amazing.
So I popped in the project account. I was like, thanks.
Amazing.
Also,
Yes.
for all the people that are still going to the concert, we have some we have in our Discord, we have some channels for all the different concerts. If you haven't gone, you can add yourself to the concert CD maps that we have in the channels dedicated to the concerts. A lot of us looked at them. We found some friends. Well, we were seeing the concert ourselves. It was pretty awesome. We saw people in lines. We saw people everywhere, but we'll talk about it later. And if you're still going to San Antonio, some of our friends are also in Mexico tonight, or Los Angeles or Oakland, add yourself to the map.
Yes.
The concert city map. Yeah.
Yep.
You can find it at ap529.com/map.
Yep.
There you
Pretty
go.
much everything we're going to talk about today is going to be at the links pin or links link that is pinned in the chat, ap529.com/links. I'm saying that out loud because we've gotten feedback on the replays that are like, what link are you talking about? It's that one.
My YouTube is completely black. The screen is completely black.
Mine is fine.
Mine
just
is
mine?
mine
Then that's
blinked.
just me.
Mine blinked black for a second, and then
But Christina, you
And
are
that's
off
just me.
center. Oh wait, now you are. Okay, now you're
That's
back
fine.
center.
Try reloading it.
Okay, and let's see. So speaking of making Army friends and hanging out and doing cool stuff together, in case you haven't already heard us talk about it, we have a meetup. We have had a meetup last September in Kansas City, and we're repeating the event even longer because people said it was so much fun they wanted to do it for even more time this July, I believe 25th through 27th, so it's a long weekend. It's designed so that you can hopefully, if you're really tight on travel time, you can get through it taking one day off work. Designed that way on purpose. So we'd love to see you there. More information at the link, ap529.com/links. It is a hoot nanny full of BTS music and Run BTS games and crafting and a dance party and a pajama party concert and an auction and a costume contest and a stupid good time.
So many shenanigans.
So much.
So many fucking shenanigans. It's
So
ridiculous.
stupid.
Good time. So yeah, come hang out with us and have a great long weekend with us.
That'd be amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
That's so much fun.
Yes. So we are still in week 62 of the blog because we took a week off because most of us are going to Chicago. So our current blog is still the blog from last week, which was week 62, in the midst of Jamarch. And it is called I Want You to Be Your Light. And it is
I want you to be the light.
Sorry.
You should be the light. Yeah. It's Jimin in the years of 2018 to 2022. So check it out if you haven't already. It is really good. We will be having a new blog drop tomorrow. I'll talk more about it later, but the blog typically comes out at midnight Monday. It will be slightly delayed. It's going to come out tomorrow later in the morning. We're all traveling this week, and Zach and I both needed a little bit more time. So that's how that cookie crumbles.
Now, see, in what happened was in my head because
What had happened was
we took a half week off. I had until midnight tonight to finish my portion of the blog, but I was a fucking week off. So I wasn't. Now I'm trying to get the second blog done before tomorrow. It's been fun. That little message from you going, hey, there's missing links in the week. That was a super cool message because all of a sudden my brain went, oh, fuck.
You can hear the record scratch.
I needed to have this one done last week. And there's a new one. I needed to have the whole thing done by tonight. It's been
listen. There's only one single thing to blame for all of this, and that is Sparkle Pants.
Yep.
Sparkle Pants makes
all
100% at fault.
I'm 100% to blame.
Yeah.
For my lack of focus and concentration.
But that is our blog. Our blog is the reason we started the project. Every week we drop a new blog. For those of you who might be new to us, we drop a blog chronicling BTS's discography from their debut all the way up until they entered the military. And we are almost done. We started January 1st, 2024. We are going until Festa of 2025, which is not that far from now. So that project will be done and we'll move on to other things. But so we finished BTS's discography and went into the solo discographies, and we are in the middle of Jimin's month. It is Jimarch. So
we only got 2 solo months left since we do everything in fan chant order here.
There'll be doozies, friends. There'll be doozies. Anyway,
they're gonna get violent from here. They've been violent. They're gonna get worse.
More for me later on.
It's fine. It's fine. So for those of you who are new to us, we go live twice a week, on Wednesday for the midweek tea and on Sunday for our Sunday deep dive. And so tonight is the night of our deep dive where we are going to be talking about J-Hope's concert, his new single, and Taehyung being Taehyung out here on the Weavers this morning. We are aware. We are aware that other things have happened in member news, and we will be talking about all of that on Wednesday during our midweek tea, where we go through member information for the week, and we talk about week tea and shenanigans happen on Kim Namjoon's internet. So there is stuff that happened this week. We are aware of it. We'll be talking about that on Wednesday.
Yeah, we just
J-Hope
right.
and Taehyung.
Yeah, you just we're in the Hobie afterglow. Okay, we just want to keep reliving it.
We gotta
we got to keep basking in it because
it's quite the glow. The afterglow.
You think it can get us all the way to June?
Probably, because keeps going. He's going to be doing this up until June. We won't get to see it in person. We'll just have all the fan cams and nonsense. But I mean, the fan cams coming out of Mexico today.
I know. I
I
know.
will.
All right, for those of you in the audience right now that are watching us that weren't aware, there are 6 people here, but 5 people went to J Hope's concert because Katie is going to be having a baby soon, so she stayed home, and so the 5 of us flew from different parts of the country to meet in Chicago, and the original plan was that myself, Patricia, and Quince were going to be going to day 1. And that Doc and Steph were going to be going to day 2. And that didn't quite work out the way that we thought it was going to work out.
I mean, it did, but also.
Wait,
there's more.
Right. So what ended up happening, if I can tell this story real quick.
You do it.
What ended up happening was we're having lunch with everybody on Tuesday. And, we're still just like,
After day 1, this is day 2.
After day 1, we're all having lunch, and Patricia's like, basically the TLDR was like, all right, everybody, fuck it, we're going again, another round. Who wants to go again? You think they'll have tickets? And so I literally
go again?
You literally stood up and started running.
Threw down my napkin and I was like, let's fucking do this. Let's walk to the box office now.
It was quick.
You literally like stood up and started running to the box office. I was like, Christina.
They were like, Christina, no, and I'm like, no, there's no time. We have to go. All right.
We got no time. We got no time, guys. This concert starts in like 4 hours. Get your shit together.
We ended up through Patricia's through Patricia's generosity and a comedy of errors of us getting around and trying to get dressed, because we weren't dressed for the concert.
We didn't
have our army bomb. We just decided to go, and so we had to figure that out right quick. And Patricia really made it happen.
MVP.
Yeah, she really made it happen for myself, for Quince, for herself, and for our good friend Caitlin. So that was great. So we got to see him twice in a row. The first time we got to see him, we were in section 111, which was fairly close, off the side of the stage that he actually favors. He favors the left side of the stage.
It is
as
the
he's looking out.
side
He
of the
favors the left.
stage.
Doc, I was going to say, don't you say it. Doc, don't say it.
It's the Pepsi side of the
the Pepsi side. And then
the Pepsi side.
The second night, we got to be up on the second floor, section 216, which was really cool because you could see the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
And especially how cool his stage is, from kind of like a top-down angle. So it was really awesome. It was totally awesome. And then both nights, Army 529 made history. Do you want me to tell the story, or you guys, or one of you want to tell the story? Okay, so day 1, I'm sitting down, and it's getting ready for Army fan cam time, and I'm sitting, which is immensely stupid of me, because that fan cam goes real fast. Okay, it goes around the arena real fast. So Quince and Patricia are right next to me. They're standing up. They've got the Army 529 project banner. And I'm sitting there doing something stupid, like deleting photos so I have more room in my camera. Like, I was totally distracted.
Rookie mistake.
And all of a sudden I hear hyperventilating next to me. Patricia's going, and I look over,
freaking out. I'm
and they
literally
made
freaking out.
the Army fan cam with the sign. And not only did they make it, but the sign was up like this, right? Okay, so imagine and Quince is looking at the screen. She adjusted it so the whole sign showed. As soon as she saw that it was kind of off kilter, she moved it. She was like, "Oh no, bitch, we're having our moment. Like, we're having our full moment, full chest." And so, and the people that were, of course, knew us in the audience.
were thrilled and were, telling us in the Discord and everything, like, oh my God, I saw you guys. And it was fantastic. So Steph, how did you, so that was me, Patricia, and Quince that made it first. So how did you find out, Steph and Doc? How did you find out that we made?
Doc, you tell the story because you're going to be much more entertaining.
Okay.
No, so we're in the hotel room now because Stephanie and I came in on Monday night and we arrived during the concert. Okay. And so we're in the hotel room with most of the Florida peeps.
And Shells.
And Shells
Deb,
and Debs. And we are
Heidi.
we are already partying it up.
Yes.
And
maybe had a few drinks, possibly. Yes.
We heard there might have been some drinks involved.
There was most definitely some adult beverages involved at this point in time. We didn't have any place to go. We were there. We had just been traveling all fucking day. All of us were like done. And we were like, well, we got to still party with the night one people. So we were like, let's just party so that we're all ready to go when they get done with their concert. Anyways, so this is the status of the room at this point in time when somebody in the room received
Leslie.
a text.
Leslie got it from Caitlin, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Anyway, so Leslie gets this thing from Caitlin. It was Caitlin's photograph of the screen. So she was in another part of the arena. She took a photo of the screen, sends it off to Leslie. Leslie goes, no fucking way, we made it on the screen. And we're like, shut the fuck up. And so she immediately starts showing the picture to all of us, to which Stephanie immediately starts hyperventilating. Like basically the same thing that Lisa and Patricia did at the moment they were on the board. That's what Stephanie did the minute Leslie showed her the photograph. And she was like, I'm sorry, I know I'm loud, and I got the.
I'm like, I can now perish.
Anyway, like the screams that happened. I am sure that we were about to get fucking phone calls to management rooms on either side of us. That room erupted. It erupted. There were like 20, 30 of us in that room at that point in time, a regular size hotel room. It was fucking packed. And this is the news we got. And the whole room was lost our ever loving fucking shit. And another round
I should show it. I'm going to show it.
In celebration. It was joyful. It was so much joy. So that's what happened on our end. And I think there it is. That was the photograph we got sent from Caitlin. Losing our shit is what we were doing.
It's now my screensaver on my phone.
Yep. And and unfortunately too, the person that looks like it could be me next to Quince, that's actually the lady next to me. I was so far tucked behind Quince that you can't even I'm non-visible.
True.
Yeah, but I was there.
Visible. It's okay. It's okay. Yes, that is the look of pure and other fucking joy.
Yeah.
Night two, our banner also made it to the screen.
It did.
It
did. I don't know who was holding it.
Exciting.
I don't know.
One of our line members was holding it.
It was one of the 529 line was holding
it.
And
then Suzanne, was Suzanne holding it when she got the finger heart or no?
Yes. And Suzanne was holding it during sound check, and there's pictures of that too.
Suzanne Purple Moon was acknowledged.
Sure.
Apparently Noms was proudly holding it. Very high, very proud.
Very high, very proud. Very upside down. And then somebody next to her very kindly told her, hey, your sign is upside down. To which she adjusted it to put it, and then she held it up again upside down. So I thought that was joy. I feel like
Noms, we love you. We love you, Noms.
Concert, I'm gonna just draw arrows on the back of Noms' sign because I love you.
Arrows. This way up.
Okay, so TLDR is this will be our personality for the rest of the project.
Basically, this is the end all be all.
Well, listen, if you guys are subscribed to Hobie's broadcast channel on Instagram, you should be. But if you are, you will have known he sent out some video from the Mexican First Night Mexico show. And it showed him he's backstage and he's watching them before he went out, and they're doing a wave with their army bombs. So we know this bitch is backstage watching us.
Yep.
which means
Yeah.
he's also watching during Army time. So we know he saw our sign.
Yep.
Right. And we've
Well, I
seen
think
other
that was my
footage,
favorite
like,
part in the room was everybody in the room was like, we saw it. We were just like all getting worked up because in our minds we were like having this moment of him being like, oh, AP 529? What is that? Like,
what
Yeah.
is that?
Let me Google.
I was gonna say,
and then
we know he
I
spends
was right up right now.
we know he
Yeah,
spends
we
a
know
lot of
we
time on his phone.
With logic, guys. We don't need
Yeah.
no logic here. This is our
No.
headcanon.
There's no
This
room
is
for
our
logic
own
here.
personal delusion. We don't need no logic here. We're fully aware of the odds. But in our headcanon, this man was like, what is this project that's shown up a few times now throughout the concert? Let me
Right.
Google them.
That's
That's
right.
all we're saying. That's
By
all
the
we're
way, Army, good job on the signs.
In the realm of possibility.
They were
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Tell your
Oh my
cat
gosh,
Yugi I
they
said
were.
was hilarious.
that one was
That was my
fucking
favorite.
funny. Oh my gosh, that was my
Signs,
favorite.
you know.
Yeah, and then anytime anybody had Yoongi with the jab up like that.
Oh my gosh, I
hilarious.
love that one.
So,
I do love how many memes I've seen where people are like, you can't hear a sign, and then they're like the sign in question, and they show the Army time of people holding up the banner of Yingles going Jihad, and we're all like, totally fucking hear. We can all hear that sign. Absolutely, that's
Yeah.
great.
There were,
so
there were signs-
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there were signs about
know.
Mr. Lee as well that were really great.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Lee,
the
president.
Mr.
Best
Lee
one, of
signs are
course,
great.
was BTS is 7.
BTS is
is
seven is
seven,
the one that
That
got
by
the
far got
Yeah.
the loudest
Loudest
scream.
Okay, we're getting ahead of it. Let's start way back from the very beginning.
Okay.
Oh, the
A
very
good
beginning.
place to start.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind we have an hour left in this live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about? Nothing, right?
Well, that's true.
I mean, no,
we
we
don't
are
have to.
continuing to
Good point.
talk about J-Hope.
We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue.
We have
What are we
other
going back to
things
the
to talk
beginning? You mean
about
when
with
we
J-Hope.
all got on the plane? Where are you?
What do
I
you
mean,
want
I just
to
want to
talk
kind of
about?
like, yeah, I mean, like we're, kind of like when you first started, because for us, okay, then I'll go back a little bit to our point. Like for Doc and I, who were later to the game, we didn't go to the first one, but like a group of us all hung out in the, like we started off in the room, and then when that grew too large and we were about to get kicked out for screaming, we all went downstairs. So we were all downstairs, like in the, I don't know, in the hangout area, the breakfast nook area.
Lobby.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
watching people walk in, and everybody was just screaming when they saw each other. It reminded me a lot of Kansas City because everybody was excited to see each other. And there's something really powerful and amazing about, you're there and you see people that you actually recognize and know and have talked to and stuff like that. But then when the concert, first, now I'm not backing up, but we're going forward. But when the concert let out and you guys were all coming in, streaming in, then the excitement. I thought the manager was going to have a nervous breakdown because he was just like, we were so
He
loud. There
did
was
in
no
fact
way
give us
to
a warning.
contain.
The
There was no
feeling-
way to contain it.
I can tell you the feeling when I walked into that hotel lobby after we appeared in Army time
It was
was
so
like we were received that we came from the war and we
Yeah.
won a battle. It was
Yes.
like exact, like
Fuck yes,
everybody
you did.
was
Like,
losing
do the
it.
flag.
I mean, I was like,
We were
man,
losing our
this is
shit.
crazy.
just a
Everybody
little
was
bit.
like,
It felt like we had just received like the gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And we
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, man, like they only
Yeah.
receive like people that landed in the moon like this. It's like,
And then
crazy.
we're "Rah!" and then everybody's going, shh, you can't scream. Shh, just stop screaming.
I know, it was so funny. After we got the warning from the manager to please pipe it the fuck down. And
Yeah.
and I blame myself for 90% of that volume. I know that. I'm fully aware. It's sorry for my fault. I'm sorry for my fault, manager.
Speaking of Doc screaming, we should
Oh,
we should
yes,
pin in that
yes,
because we have a story
Yes,
about
we saw
that.
that. Day two.
That's from night 2.
Stop.
Okay, so you know how we got
really
to keep
quickly,
talking
really
about the
quickly
map.
before we move on, really quickly before
Yeah.
we move on, can I say something? Because I know Stephanie already replied in the comments, but Crystal said, I saw some miserable people on Twitter complaining about the BTS's 7 sign. They didn't want BTS related signs at a J-Hope solo concert. And you know what we say to those people? You can fuck right the hell off.
I was gonna say that was me
I'm
actually.
sorry.
That was me who said they're not invited to our party.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
How
you know
did?
what? You know
Okay,
what?
I'm sorry. For
Listen.
2 nights in a row, I'm sorry. How did he introduce himself again in the
I'm
concert?
J-Hope.
I'm sorry.
I
What
am
did he
J-Hope
say?
for BTS.
This is
I'm J-Hope of BTS.
Yeah, the
That's what he said.
nicest thing I could muster is that
And-
they're not
and-
invited to our party.
And this man also performed multiple OT7 songs.
BTS songs.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying.
Anyways,
I'm just
back,
saying.
That's what we tell
back to
those
the
people.
fun. Back to the
They can
fun.
suck on
And
their sour grapes, and we move on, and we're happy.
You're
Back to
not
the-
welcome at the BTS concert. Please
Every party
stay
needs a
away so the
pooper,
rest of
and
us
that's
have
why
to
we
do it.
didn't invite you.
Mhm,
Yeah,
right.
you're not allowed.
Okay.
You're not invited to our party.
Anyway, let's
Anyways.
talk about
Okay.
top screamers.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So like
and like the testing we did pre-concert. because that was fun.
I have unlocked a new skill this week. A new talent I didn't know I had. So we all knew I was loud. I'm having to shush myself on a regular fucking basis. We all know I'm loud. It's there's a register I can hit that is piercing. It's whatever. It's whatever. So I used that map that we made of the arena to determine whereabouts in this arena various members were seated. And I took it upon myself to scream their name until they reacted. And so I had already learned that I could get Suzanne's attention, she was on floor seats. So now I'm in 111 on the back row. Okay. Across the arena in 203, I believe it was, or 202, was Leslie, Noms, and Heather. I had also determined that I could scream their name loud enough for them to hear me and wave their army bombs back at me. And then I say to myself, I know that the admin team happens to be up in 216, which is second floor, opposite corner of 111 in this arena. And I say, so whose name do I think I can get to the right register to be heard? And Patricia was the name that came to mind. I think I can nail that name at that register. So I sent her a text and I'm like, hey, if I scream your name, can you tell me if you can hear me? And so I scream her name and she was like, I think I heard you. Please text me again and do it again. And so I give her a 3, send 2, send 1. And I screamed Patricia at the top of my lungs, and sure shit enough,
but I
them
heard
3 bitches heard me.
I mean, Quiz
heard
told me that is dog. And I'm like, I
Actually heard.
That is Doc. That is
They
absolutely
fucking
Doc.
heard me. So
They
what I
heard
learned,
her, and I heard
you can hear
nothing
the
for 40 minutes.
you can hear the aftermath at this point in time from
Yeah.
this new revelation. Is that I can throw my voice to the opposite fucking corner, second floor of an arena. This is what
Caitlin,
I
have
can.
you-
Still unlocked. To which I was then told, scream his name during a ment, and I believe Leslie caught that on video. So
I actually heard you too.
Yeah. Well, Caitlin and I both. We-
That's all the
both-
529. All 80 or 90 or so of the 529 line that was that night too. They were like, that was totally fucking Doc. And it was me. I screamed that.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's a new skill I learned.
when he was giving the ment, I actually heard a scream that I was like, that is dog screaming.
Now, in my consideration of the army around me, I did not scream like that during the concert itself. I held that shit under lock. I made sure that level of scream at that register was only done before the concert to find other 529ers and during the ment.
We also
really got a
synced
little
up
bit-
army bombs to blink at each other from across the
Yeah. The arena. We turned
across
them
the
pink.
arena as well.
Yeah. We turned them pink too.
Our version of semaphore, if you will.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we need to practice Morse code?
Yeah.
I said that.
Probably.
Yeah.
I
That's the
said that. I
next
was
thing.
like, if we could get Morse code going with these army bombs.
I can do SOS. That's about it. But honestly, if you're
So-
gonna know one, that's a good one.
Yeah. So one of my favorite concert memories though is watching other army get to see one of them live for the first time. And you guys did not disappoint. Steph has done some vlogs where she's posted some video. Doc has, I think all of us have now started to
I
post
filmed a
some
vlog,
videos.
but I'm dealing with Jimin's week and have not
Yeah.
been able to edit said vlog.
Jimin was like,
but I
"Hey,
did film one.
Gotcha. But our 529 crew, a lot of the folks that went with us have been putting their pics and their videos, thank you very much, in the thread in the Discord, specifically that we created for J-Hope pics and videos. And we are definitely, I think Leslie's going to be working on, I'll work on
Videos.
something too, because I want to see all the
I
pictures
think
too.
she's
Some videos.
She's already almost she's almost finished the New York highlight reel, which is cool.
And I also want to say something. Katie,
Yes.
get ready to have 5 pairs of eyes on you.
Yeah.
When you make the OT7 concert.
I'm so excited, guys. I haven't seen them live
oh my
yet.
God.
5 of you, the 5
We're
of
all
us
gonna be
are
staring
gonna
at
be
Katie.
like,
Yep.
well,
So
that's
what's it
really
like?
good.
What's it like seeing them real?
I do believe that Shells took a photo of my moment when J-Hope first appeared. And I'm pretty sure it was kind of like this, like vacant, like jaw drop kind of like.
Yeah. Like you went somewhere else.
I
You
know.
weren't
Yeah, I
there.
wasn't there. It was a food state moment.
I know.
My jaw was slack and my eyes were just like disassociated. It's fine. It's all fine. I'm sure.
I
it's
think-
fine.
Yeah.
I think we all, I know that I definitely had several moments of disbelief that what was happening was actually happening. Like that I was there, I was seeing what I was seeing, I was hearing what I was hearing. And I was like, this must be a dream. Like several times I said to myself, this must be a dream. But it was not. It was for realsies, and it was amazing. Yes, there were some tears shed here and there. It just, I mean, and there were wonderful moments from both nights. I can't remember. I think it might have been Shells actually who asked me which night was my favorite, and I had a really hard time answering.
Oh, yeah, that's a good, because Patricia saw 2 nights in New York and then 2 nights in Chicago.
Mhm.
So she had 4 shows to
And
think
I think
about.
that my favorite shows were Chicago, hands down. I mean, it's like not only that I was closer, the venue is fantastic. There's no bad seat in Chicago. The New York arena is much, much bigger. So even like the 2 shows in New York, I was much, 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 much further. Like even if I was on the second floor on the second day in Chicago, I was closer than in New York. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because the venue is very, very small and it's kind of very intimate. So I love that. But also I have to add the energy of all the AP 529ers. It's like, something that you couldn't beat. I mean, like I met some of them in New York, but like there was more of a thing going on in Chicago for some reason.
Yeah.
So it was so much fun. Yeah.
I think there's just more of us in Chicago too.
There was more of us,
Yes.
and we got recognized just walking as a
A
group
lot.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
people
Weird.
that
How
watched
weird is
us.
that?
Yeah, that was really weird. That was really
That
It
weird.
was extra
weird.
fun.
Like
It was super fun being with Stephanie because she gets
Yeah.
recognized not
Yeah.
just as the project, but as people who are just on TikTok for the chicken lady. And so like
for the chicken lady.
she got dually recognized because not everybody who's on who follows Steph is part of 529.
Right.
And so it was fascinating watching the different interactions as well, because like you could tell whether somebody was 529 or somebody just followed Steph on TikTok. And I found it fascinating. I ended up, because she kept getting lost, I ended up taking on like the role of her manager. And so I would keep track of her.
Like, we
And
gotta
then
go.
I would,
go.
like, hey, we got people waiting for us, or hey, we got to go this way. And so like I would just manually steer her every now and then,
She was
which
a
was great.
hero.
And then I would take pictures of her with people so that I could drop them on the project when it was like 529 line people. So it was actually really fun following Steph. And then the greatest part was so many fucking people were coming up to Steph that the lady manning the door curtain in the arena, the employee, she after a while she comes over to Steph and she's like, Are you
famous?
Are you a celebrity?
Are you famous?
Are you a celebrity? And Steph's like, no, I'm not a celebrity.
We
I'm like, yeah,
actually-
she fucking is. And Steph's like, no, I'm not. I fuck around on TikTok, basically. She didn't say it that way. She was nicer about it. But like, that was my interpretation. She's just like, and I'm like sitting there like, no, she's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. But
It was
back
all these
to
people.
back to really quick though. Thank you for all of you that came up to us and gave us a hug and gave us like words of encouragement and said, "Hey, I watch you and you make me laugh," and that means the world to us. Like, and I'm really glad that you took the time to come up and say something to us. And if you didn't see us, we'll be around. We're gonna keep doing this because that is just so fun. But we appreciated everybody who came up.
Can I add that I also thought it was really inspiring because for the number of people that came up either recognizing our shirts or there were people that even in the airport when Kelly and I were there, like Patricia, I told you, like some people came up. One girl, she was so sweet. She was crying. And like, cause she found her friends on the map. She was like, it's because of you guys that, we ran into each other at the airport. And so one of the things I realized was, while they're not all on the map and they don't all watch our lives or whatever, there are a lot of people who at least have heard about the project.
Yeah.
And if they see something or if they hear the word, they know what it is. Like, I mean, they know something.
I mean, I would remind you, I don't know if you remember when we were walking to the line on the second day and this woman stopped me and Quinn's, Barbara stopped us.
Barbara's here.
Barbara, are you here?
Hi, Barbara.
Yay, hi,
Barbara. And she stopped us and she's like, I watch you all the lives. I watch all the lives and this and that. And it's like, and can I take a picture with you? And like 5 seconds later, this other lady who was sitting on the stairs says, I watch you too. Can I take a picture?
Just so you know, when we hear about people who met each other through the map, and like even if they don't like hang out, especially if they hang out in person, but even if it's just like we talk, we love those stories and we share those with each other.
Yes.
We're like, I found one. I found some people who found each other.
That's like top tier 529 like gold medal stuff. Man.
Yeah.
Like that's literally
the purpose. It's the purpose of our project was content. Content was one part, but community was a bigger component. And every time we hear about 529 Line who found community because of the project, it's like absolute joy for us. It's like catnip to us.
It's like a Care Bear stare directly to us.
We have like a bad day folder where we save those.
And I would say I would also say that there were some people that didn't know that that actually met us while we were there.
Shout out to Emma.
Shout out
to Emma.
Emma was adorable.
And Tasha too, who's still in Canada. But like they were like Emma was the funniest because I think she was like trying to walk with us to the line because
she was like, you guys look like you know where you're going. I'm gonna follow you. She didn't recognize us. She didn't know us.
And then people were
she didn't know who we were.
Like, but why do people know you? Are you famous?
Like, are you guys? Am I walking with celebrities?
Are you guys like important? No. But we do love Bangtan.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We adopted Emma.
I mean,
is she coming up to the hotel with us and hanging out? Is she joining
us?
Yeah. She's like, y'all are fun, and you like snacks. And we're like, we do.
You like snacks and BTS. That's enough.
I was also thinking the concert experience, in a way, it kind of mimics the guys in a way because, like, we had chaos in hotel rooms. I mean, our hotel room on Monday was. How many people did we have in that hotel room?
Oh, I know. We like arrived and everyone was like, where are you? We're like, well, we're just in our hotel room. And like, so a bunch of people just started showing up and hanging out. I was getting my hair dyed. Everyone's just hanging out.
And there was snacks everywhere and there was music and it was so much fun.
Yeah, we need to get a party house next time, like an Airbnb.
Yeah, like Airbnb. Yes,
there were shenanigans in the hallway. There was like a very funny situation where like Christina, Queens and I were walking on the hallway of our hotel and suddenly a door opens and Sandy appears and goes like, hi, did I hear Namjoon? And it was one of
Namjoon.
Who's talking about Namjoon? And it was one of
great.
We had somebody come into the hallway. We were just loudly walking down the hallway and somebody came out into our hallway and they were like, did I hear Bangtan? And then they saw us and they were like, and they screamed and lost their shit. And I was like, oh my gosh, we summoned them into the hallway just with talk of Bangtan. And then they were like, wait a minute, we're part of us.
All right, now speaking of screaming and losing our shit, let's talk for a minute about the concert itself. because
Oh my gosh.
because
do take-
I mean, as we all know, they're all consummate performers. They're amazing performers.
They're brilliant.
I was trying to tell my mom this. Hobie looks like, J-Hope, when he was performing, I had this thought several times as I was watching him over these 2 nights. The look on his face is that he's so present and enjoying himself, but he's not missing a fucking beat.
No.
He's not missing a note. He is doing everything perfectly, which tells me he practiced the shit out of this so that it's all muscle memory. So by the time he's there in front of us, he can.
It's just like nothing.
It's just like it looked so goddamn effortless, like from him. Just like it just blew my mind. I was like, he just looks like he's up there just having fun.
Yeah, he was,
but not missing a beat.
He makes it
he was born to be on stage.
Yeah,
he makes it look so easy.
And this is
like
no
crazy how easy it looks.
Right. And he has other dancers up there, and the other dancers are amazing. But my eye just kept going to him.
Oh,
because he just embodies everything about, the type of performer that it blows me away.
They're like window dressing. Like he's the
blows me away.
He's the main focus in the window, but they're like the dressing around him, and it just completes the picture. But that they make you. Their point is to make you look at him.
Yeah,
and they do a very good job of it.
Yeah,
and as far as like, did he appear winded by the end of the song? No,
not
that I could see. No. So after 2 solid hours,
sweat.
He was sweating.
Oh, he was sweating.
He was sweating.
He was.
Well, that man was glistening. If you look at the 17,
he wasn't like Nam June level sweating, but he was.
Sadly, because anyway.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, I have just hats off to him. He clearly is. Yeah, he clearly enjoys what he's doing, and that night in Chicago when he said, "I'm happiest when I'm on stage."
Yes,
you can tell, and it just it transfers that joy throughout that whole building.
I mean, for me,
so
like,
anyways,
if you see him, you can see him in videos. He's masterful dancer. He's so good, so good.
He really is.
But like seeing him live is like mesmerizing. This guy like dances like he breathes. It's insane.
Yeah, it's an extension of himself.
Yeah. I think that was probably the most shocking for me, is I've seen probably every video in existence of this man dancing, just about. But seeing it live, the fluidity of his movements are so much more pronounced live versus through the screen. Like even the parts where like my fan cams are fucking horrific, because I would hold the camera up like this so it could see over the heads, and then I would stare, and every now and then I would look to make sure I was still following him, but like it was like I kind of got it. It's fine. I'm like, my hands up here, like I kind of sort of maybe. I don't even fucking care at this point. But like I got real good shots of Bobsay, because like that one I was paying a little bit more attention to. But the Bobsay I see on my camera versus the one I saw with my own eyes, not the same. They are not the same song. Like it was so much more intense. Seeing him that close in person, doing all of that, than anything I've ever seen on camera. It just doesn't correlate the same. It's amazing. Amazing.
I just love seeing Queens losing it and slapping Christina.
Christina a lot.
She was like, I can't believe it.
And I was just like, I get it.
My level of losing it was basically my army bomb would fall against my shoulder, and I would just look over at Shells and be like, like my loss. Every time I would lose it, it would just like I would go slack.
Yeah. Christina in the chat just said, "Can we talk fan chant?" Because for the first time, 5 of us got to do the fan chant in real life with a BTS member in the flesh, and I mean, all the experiences are good, but there's something very special about the first time you get to do the fan chant.
Felt good.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I will say, no amount of practicing for this fan chant truly prepares you for the reality of the fan chant. Like in person. Like it's just so much more intense. It was so much more intense. And I do take back something I said before, where I said I didn't use that throw across the arena register, but for the mint. I did in fact use that during Mia na Oma.
Mia na Oma.
I did use that register during Mia na Oma. Like it was loud. It was loud. I don't apologize.
On day one, the Mia na Oma was so loud that
he stopped and he said,
J-Hope
you watch your video, you see him stop and he goes,
whoa.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, that whoa was night one.
He was like, he lost the next line. He was like, I cannot sing. He was like, whoa.
And then he mentioned it.
Shock was
his
night
ending
one.
meant. He mentioned it. He was like, you guys were so loud. I was really surprised.
Yeah. Emma saying that she could hear us from Ohio. But I think I mean, Army is, I don't know how many concerts you've been to, but Army is the loudest fans ever. I mean, like at some point you're completely deaf. Completely deaf because like we scream so freaking loud.
I got lightheaded a couple of times. I got from the sheer volume of it rattling in my head. I couldn't when Bapse started. I'm the only reason I could tell what part we were at is because I know that song. I couldn't hear the music when
we
Bapse started.
We were too fucking loud.
Yeah.
So, but I showed a couple of the videos that I took to a friend of mine who picked me up from the airport when I came back home. And before I went home, we were just hanging out for a while, and I was showing him videos, and he was like, "That's really loud." I was like, "I know," and this was just on my phone.
That's just on the phone.
Yeah.
I would like to take a moment
in conjunction with the Army bombs and lighting up the room. It's like people don't see that kind of, like you could hear people screaming for an artist they love, or you might see like house lights get blinked on and off and things like that, but like you don't see, unless you're like super familiar with K-pop, you don't see stuff like that. And even within the realm of K-pop, Army just has like a different level of loud.
I mean, amongst the freebies that we all got, there were a ton of earplugs. And
I mean, I had
earplugs.
I did end up like gradually removing them as my ears got used to the sound of the stadium. So by the end, I wasn't wearing them anymore. But at the beginning, I couldn't not have them. Like it was so fucking loud.
Yeah,
it was so loud.
Yeah, but amazing.
It was so good.
I think one of the things that Doc and I talked about the next morning, which my first struggle, because it was the first, I haven't been to a concert since like 1989, so like but it was like, do I watch him in person in 3D or do I watch him on the screen? Like, and I was like, which one? And then finally I just decided to watch him in person because I get to see him on screen all the time.
Yeah, that was my choice too.
And I felt like watching him in person, like I think it was to Doc's point, I'm sorry if it wasn't Doc's point, but it was somebody's point, about how much more fluid you notice his dancing is because you see the full body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not like close up on his face or like you see it all. And it was just like.
The only song I watched on the screen was Daydream. And that is because the camera is fucking weird as shit.
That angle doesn't even.
Everybody fucking needs to watch Daydream on the screen because like.
You get a special
cameraman be doing some shit during that song. That's all I got to say about that.
So somebody in the comments said, somebody in the comments just said, how about the I'm your hope, you're my hope, I'm J-Hope. How did you feel about that?
I cried.
Yeah, you know what? That one's emotional for me. Doing the fan chant is like, hell yeah. Doing the, yeah, J-Hope is all. But when he does the I'm your hope,
Oh my
that's
God.
the
I lost
emotional
it.
one for me.
I
Yeah.
had a
That was
knot
the
in
only.
my
That
chest.
was the only time I almost
All
cried.
for concerts. All for concerts, like a knot. Like a knot
Yeah.
that I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the
Here, and I'm
concert, I
here.
was losing my shit or in a fugue state. But that one, I almost cried because it was like this
Yeah.
was the first time I got to hear his ment in person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And by the way, his English,
Great.
He's gotten so good.
I mean, I know
His
he
immersion-
practiced. I know he practiced a
practicing.
lot
His
of
U.S.
it. but-
immersion is really proving itself.
Yeah,
to have
but
paid
even
off.
so, it didn't feel rehearsed, which is probably the best part. Even though I know some of it was rehearsed, because obviously he wrote down what he wanted to say and he had somebody translate it for him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he probably, but like it felt, a lot of it felt spontaneous, which is great.
Mhm.
Because it
Yeah.
just means, and he has been trying to speak more English when he goes live and stuff like that. So he's definitely
But
man's
there's
down-
something, right.
And
But
he
there's
made us-
something awesome, though, to hear his Korean in person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
my
he
God.
also made
Yeah.
us, and he also made us speak Korean.
I know he did.
had
You
us-
speak
That was
Korean?
freaking funny.
You speak Korean.
You speak
Yeah.
Korean.
not Nom's
He
in
said
here
it
on
so
her
cute,
husband's
too.
account.
Sneaking in.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it was so cute. It was so cute. Now, to kind of to Steph's point earlier, where she was saying a conversation we had the next day. Let's talk about concert aftercare and the importance of the 529 line.
Mm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been to other concerts, and so I have experienced some pretty severe post-concert depression.
Mm.
And the ease off from the post-concert depression because of the 529 line was so much softer.
Easier. Yeah.
It did not hit me nearly as hard, and I was expecting it to hit harder because this is my favorite artist of all time. Like this is my alt, and I got to see him live. And so I was expecting the come down and the post-concert depression to be really, really severe. But what I found is we left the concert and we were together and to the hotel lobby again, the same lobby we were in the night before. And there were 50 to 80 of us in that fucking lobby for a while. It was a lot of people. And we were able to scream, and we were able to, we'll scream softly because we didn't want to piss off management again. But we were able to cuckoo and kiki and talk about the parts of the concert we loved. And then there were 40 of us or so still together when J-Hope went live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Everybody shut up.
Next, everybody's got their phones out. We were all gagaing over.
I even
him
went
being
and
live.
asked the hotel manager if it was possible to stream to their TV, and he was like, "No." And I was like, "Cool."
He was so sick of us.
He was so done with us. It wasn't even funny, but that was a douchebag move. I'm not gonna lie, it totally was. How dare he not let us put a man he knows nothing about on the screens in the
Right?
hotel
Wearing a
lobby.
robe and revealing his full chest.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
the number one
Oh, yeah.
argument I saw, the most common comment I saw during that live was "move the fucking soup."
Move the soup.
Move the soup.
Move the soup.
That soup was an anti-fan is what it was. But anyways, and then so Stephanie and I were we were sleeping together during the concert time, and so yes, I got it that way. So we ended up, after we left the lobby, we go back to the hotel room together, and we were able to continue talking. And then we passed out. We woke up the next morning, and immediately, as you've seen in her videos on her social medias, immediately we were talking about the concert again, and so. All of that, it just eased everything off. I didn't leave the concert, go straight back to my hotel room alone, spend the evening alone or with somebody who didn't give two shits to talk about the concert. I didn't wake up the next morning and just have to travel alone. Everything was done with people. And I feel like the way that eased off that post-concert depression was astounding. And then I was in a car for 5 hours with Leslie. It was actually closer to 6.5 because we got stuck in traffic.
Lucky
And
you,
this
I was
is-
11 hours in an airport. But anyway,
This is the point of our project. is that
Right,
we have said to
exactly.
you guys
Yeah.
over and over again, never Bangtan alone. And at this
Never
point,
Bangtan
we
alone.
never do have to Bangtan alone ever again.
Yeah.
And that's the way
Right.
it should be. And speaking of, we should probably transition into our next topic.
Our interlude.
Our interlude. But speaking of never Bangtaning alone, Katie.
Oh God, what? Oh,
do what you
I feel like
need to do.
Interlude.
sorry.
I feel like that was a lot of build up, but I had no
there
idea where you were going.
I had a segue, but I forgot the fucking interlude was in the middle of my goddamn segue. So I can't do my segue because we got to do the interlude. So I'll do it after. It'll make
Okay.
sense.
Yes, we are. Why are you opening in a new window? Why are you doing this to me? I don't have the patience for this. Anyway, for those of you who said that your experience was heightened by 529, or you found us along the way while you were there, you didn't notice about us already. Just let you know, we do a lot of stuff, and it costs money, and it takes a lot of time. And you can support that if you would like, and if you have the means to do so. If you don't, we'll also share some ways you could do it for free 99, as Quince likes to say.
399, free keys.
Yep. And so, yeah, one of the ways you can support us is through our Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. It's just an auto draft. I think there's actually a discount if you pay for like multiple months up front. But yeah, if you go to patreon.com, which is at the link pinned in the chat as well, search for Army Project 529, and you can subscribe for $3, $5, or $10 a month to help support us. So while we're here, we wanted to thank the new subscribers from this month, or from the past month or so, which includes Joanna, Evie, Noemi, tell me if I'm saying that wrong, Pam, Cassie, Amy, Diane, Stacy, Mary, Laura, and Colleen.
Oh,
So thank you guys
good.
very, very much.
Right.
Guys,
Thank you.
tiny claps. Tiny
Yeah,
claps.
tiny clap.
JK tiny claps.
Patreon.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
awesome. Thank you so much.
The name Mary reminds me. Mary 7. Yes, the two winners of the tickets did in fact show up.
Yes.
So they
Oh,
were
one
there.
of them is here. Nikki Bear.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
hello.
Yeah, it ended up that one of the people who won couldn't
I saw you had asked that earlier, Mary 7, that did the winners show up, and they did.
Yes, somebody couldn't make it, couldn't get the day off work, so we ended up finding somebody in Discord who lived locally like the day before the concert and was able to make it. So both of them there. Okay, sorry. Seeing comments in the live that I want to respond to. Will Patreon be getting more content? We try to sneak preview things ahead of time. We have a lot of ideas for will Patreon be getting more content? Probably not until after the main blog is done, to be honest, because that is we've got about 2.5 more months on that, and we are at capacity with that. But we have a lot of ideas.
And they will be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second, are the Hobie banners sold out? I took them down because we can no longer guarantee that they'll get there by the U.S. concert dates, which was where they were shipping to. If you want to buy one, let me know and we'll get you the link. Send us an email and we'll get you the link. I just took them down because I didn't want anyone thinking I can order it and it'll be here by my concert date.
Yeah.
Right.
And we plan to utilize them again and again anytime there's any sort of event happening. Like for sure, you can bet when an OT7 tour is happening, the banner will get altered to reflect
Yes.
an OT7
Yeah.
message.
But just to make it clear, we took it down when we realized that it was not going to arrive in time for the concert dates. Didn't want there to be any confusion. Yep. Cool. All right. Next, another way you can support us, Christina.
Yeah, so the merch shop, and one of the awesome ways that we were recognizing 529 people is if they were wearing our merch. And so that was really cool. Thank you to everybody who bought the J-Hope concert shirt version that we made and wore it around, because we got to recognize you and y'all look great in your pictures. So yeah, we have original designs available for merch and we are constantly updating them because now, of course, I need to immediately do what size Hope size as a merch
Immediately.
idea.
Totally.
Immediately. And then the other one that
it.
came out of our Chicago trip was I love Bangtan a completely normal amount.
Completely normal amount.
Completely normal amount.
Absolutely.
That is a kick-ass t-shirt, and that also will be put up. But
It is a completely normal amount.
So thank you to everybody who supports us through our merch, and that helps us also, just like the Patreon, it helps us keep the lights on, and you get some cool merch and get to identify yourself as a 529er. And I love merch that only other Army understand. I don't like merch where somebody says, VT, what are you, who's that on your shirt? No, only another Army will come up to you and say, oh my gosh, I love your shirt.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I really like to design. So yeah.
And I got a few of that. I got a few of that in New York. I got people would walk to me and tell me, oh, that shirt is really cool.
Nice. So yeah, so thank you for supporting us in that. And we got all sorts of ideas on that too. I wanted to real quick too say about the Patreon or the VIPs or anything. If you have ideas about things that you think it would be cool for us to do, please tell us, please share. Because we definitely have had some great ideas come from you all that ended up being really awesome. So if you have an idea of something you'd like to see or something that you'd like us to talk about, then please do let us know. And we're in the Discord all the time. You can DM us, you can open a ticket, you can do lots of different ways to get a hold of us. We're always around. And we're cooking. I know that some stuff is being cooked up for Kansas City that is going to be special for the VIPs. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Cool. All right. Back to Hobie. Our deep dive continues. My segue was, speaking of never bong-tanning alone, we had a watch party for the release of Mona Lisa. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I was in the concert where the song was actually released.
I know. That song. We'll talk about it during the concert too.
So fucking rude.
Clearly, yeah. First of all, that song is too short because immediately after it's over, I want to listen to it again, and I know that that's breaking all the streaming rules, and so I don't.
No, I'm so annoyed that I have to wait 2 songs to hear it again.
The playlist, I know.
Bullshit.
I'm like, yes, I want to. Oh, that's so infectious. It is so short. Yeah, so short. And I gotta say, seeing it live. I mean, obviously, I saw the videos of it because it premiered in Brooklyn. But seeing it live before becoming acquainted with like the studio version and like the MV or anything like that, seeing it live was a whole thing. And the whole thing. By now, you all know that I've had several small breakdowns about this man having my name on his belt and then stroking it during the concert and having a close-up of him. Zoom in on him stroking my name on his belt. That was for the acorns. Come on now. It wasn't just for you.
Yeah.
The acorn was later, Christina. The acorn was later.
Acorn was in the encore.
It's so rude. It's so fucking rude.
I lost my mind.
I can tell you what my reaction was on day one of Brooklyn when the song started playing. Which was like, what the heck is going on? What is this man doing? What is this song? What is going on? Because the choreography is very, very rude. So we were like,
it's excessive. It's excessive.
Like we were all like, I was like literally on my own. Like this is the only concert that I went on my own. And I was like freaking out. I was like, what is I could not react. I literally like stopped breathing for 5 seconds. I was like, what is going on?
Let's be honest. This is like he had a plan. He wanted to do something sexy. And he did it. It is not, and I think that part of the reason that we are all losing our minds is because while we have always thought that J-Hope is gorgeous and sexy and attractive and all that stuff, he's never blatantly like catered.
No, he's been He's been my Victorian era horror this whole time, where it's
I mean,
like,
I
J-Hope
would
might
say
show
slightly
us
less
some-
Victorian than you be. No one.
I
is
was just gonna
Victorian
say.
than you.
ever so slightly less, yes.
Yeah,
But also,
yeah.
he's been one of the less overt.
Yes, one of the less
amongst the
overt
seven.
members. And so this was eye-opening to the extreme, and we were ready for it. We were ready to receive.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
There was
So-
so much.
Do we want to read some facts about it before we get into gushing about it again?
Yeah.
When we can,
for sure.
So
For
let's
it.
see. I'll read the first one. So Mona Lisa, since its release, has apparently reached #1 in over 70 countries on iTunes.
Yes. And it debuts at number 12 on global Spotify chart with 3.89 million streams. The top new entry. Yes.
Which also means that Mona Lisa became the biggest debut solo song by a K-pop act on Spotify counter in 2025.
As it should be. J-Hope.
It is the
J-Hope.
biggest debut.
J-Hope.
That's so good.
Okay, so we
and I
kind of
think
started.
the
Sorry,
music
go ahead.
video is like over 5 million views, the official music video, I believe.
I think it's more. I don't know.
Is it more than that?
Hold on, I'll go look while we're
I mean,
talking.
I'll go watch it another million times if he
Yeah.
needs me to.
Yeah.
But
It's fine if I need to.
Yeah, we already started
If I
kind of
need
talking
to,
about the
I'll do
choreos.
what
We
I
can talk
will.
about the music video and the choreo and all of that fun stuff too. Oh God. So in our watch party, I legitimately think everybody glitched.
6 million. 6,270,000.
6.2 million.
6.2 million. Yeah.
Let's get that higher, guys. We can get that higher.
Yeah, we need it. We
But
can do
I
better,
think-
Army.
I think we were all glitching when we were watching the music video for the first time. Because we watched the premiere
Mm-hmm.
in our watch party,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was in the chat, and all the body rolls and the hip roll, and everyone was just like, nope, absolutely not, absolutely not, sir.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. See, I mean, we thought that it was just gray sweatpants era, but as it turns out, it is also tank top era.
Yeah,
and
we did.
there's
It's
just
out here.
And
Yeah,
we're getting
something
both.
about-
It's in both.
something about when he puts that tank top on and then something super expensive over top of it that just yeah.
And you know, we've been saying it for a while now. We have been talking about how much more confident he is now. We were noticing it, and he said it himself. He was like, I just feel, he's like, I just wanted to do something like this, something different, and I feel more confident now. And yeah, we can tell.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It's really nice.
It looks
I'm
really good on
loving it.
him.
It
It
does.
looks really, really good.
It does. It
looks
does.
good on John Kozlov.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the interview that he was just doing, he said the first person, this was after the Paris the Paris performance, but the first person to message him was Jimin.
Of course.
And the message basically was, you're showing off, huh?
So you're just showing out.
Yeah.
You're just showing out.
I
huh?
see you out here just
So
showing up.
you're out here
You
just breaking
You're out here
hearts,
doing.
aren't you?
You're out here doing too much. You're out here doing too much, my friend.
And Hobie,
you're
you know-
really raising the bar. You're raising the bar for that OT7, my friend.
Right. And all he could do was giggle. And then we also had fun in the watch party thinking about how Jungkook immediately jumped up and started practicing the choreo for Mona Lisa.
Immediately.
Because that is his new
Immediately.
that.
Being
He will
this
be-
in Jimin's face.
Yes.
Mhm. It's the new that for JK. It's the new
It
that
is.
that. He just
In our
gonna be out
heads.
here doing shit in our
Once
head
again-
cannons. In our head
Once
cannons.
again, just let us have our Delulu.
Yes, exactly.
Let us
exactly.
have this, guys. Let us have this.
But you know they
Those
were sharing
glorious.
they were all, you know, giggling about it in their group chat, I'm sure, because it's just fantastic.
Mm.
That's
Oh.
that's their hobby. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nam said that her husband says if JK doesn't come out with a new single soon, Hobie's going to take his top spot.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Well.
You know, I love how your husband be calling him Hobie these days.
Listen,
he's already
be
there.
Careful.
Listen,
Be careful tempting your
He's
biases
getting in.
because a lot of
He's
us fuck
already
around,
reached-
and we found out this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I gotta say,
that
a lot of us
happened.
flipped around and we found out this morning.
Now, before we move on from Mona Lisa, the remixes are going to release on Tuesday at 1 p.m. KST, and it will have a band remix and an Afro pop remix. So those will also count towards streaming numbers. So FYI.
And
now,
if you guys didn't see the behind the scenes of the recording, I know Stephanie, you made a TikTok about this, and we were talking about it in the Discord server too. Hobie actually, like, very, very rarely do BTS members talk about streaming numbers and charting, because it's honestly something that they don't, it's not that they don't care, but it's not something that is like the forefront of their thoughts anymore. They're not at that point in their career anymore where they have to immediately like hope for something to go to number one. It's great if it does, and clearly they're still doing that. But he actually said, I would really like to see this song chart. And it would mean a lot to me.
Right.
He's like, I'll be happy either way as long as ARMY loves it, but I would really like to see it in the charts. So my ass was like, we were all like, we better get this fucking
I think
what Hobie is not going to be is disappointed. Not on our
right,
watch.
and I think the part that feels the most motivational to like stream the ever loving fuck out of this for him is that he actually said, like, basically in the past, like, he told himself that he was just making music because it's the music he wanted to make, and he didn't care about the numbers because that was the only way it didn't hurt that his songs haven't done well in the past. Like, that's where it broke me, is because he's like, I basically have told myself it's okay and I don't care about the numbers because otherwise it hurts too bad. But like, I'm just going to say this time that I actually do want the song to chart well. And that's where it broke me, is that level of vulnerability. And now I'm like, you know, I stream the shit up, but like this one's got like 24-hour, like a 7 different playlist rotation, so that Spotify isn't like, you're repeating the same playlist.
Can I ask what he means? Do you think specifically so when they say I wanted to chart, like, what do they mean? Like topping Billboard?
Probably.
Do they mean like
Billboard and Spotify, probably.
Making it high in Spotify and Billboard. Yeah.
Well, and the cool thing is if we're doing all the things, they're all connected, right? So like Billboard looks at how many times the official music video has been played, how many Spotify streams, how many mentions in social media. Like it all feeds into the same kind of like, so like whatever you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm sure he also cares about the Korean charts, which we can't impact as easily because we can't use Melon or whatever, but we can use Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes and purchase and that kind of thing.
I don't think the mass majority, and I tried to say it in my video, but I don't think the mass majority of ARMY understand the intricacies of getting credit for a stream.
Nope.
No.
You know?
But we have a helpful guide on our website.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And we have a really good spot in our Discord, the streaming charting voting thread, where if you have questions like that, you know, people will ask. Like we just had a question earlier where someone said, well, I'm not streaming on Spotify. I'm streaming on like Tidal or something. It was different. Does that still count? And it was like, yes, absolutely. It still counts. Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, Spotify. Yeah. Like all of that. Yes.
Yeah. The number one thing is if you can do it with a paid account. Sadly, that does impact more. So if you have a paid account on one platform, use that one versus others. Don't bother mixing between different platforms. Yeah.
And I believe a digital sale, one digital sale counts for 125 streams. So that's, if you can, like I went and bought it's 69 cents for me to buy the copy on Apple Music. 69 cents.
Right.
So go ahead.
And I think over on Spotify, having Spotify Premium counts for like 600 regular streams each.
Yeah.
stream.
Right. And someone just commented.
Yeah, you don't have to have a paid subscription, but the paid subscriptions count more.
Count higher.
Significantly
And
more.
Jennifer said streaming rules are complicated. Yes. Here's the great thing about it though. People who understand streaming very, very well make the playlists. And so all you got to do is click on the playlist. And that.
But
and
be
that,
very careful about the playlist you choose, like the ones that we list, because I saw on Threads or something the other day, they were showing one that a lot of people were using, and it was just the same song. Like it wasn't done right, and so all these people were listening to it, and it was useless.
well, if you're in our Discord if you're
Yeah.
in our Discord and you're streaming off of one of the playlists that somebody's put in our Discord, you're good. Yeah, because I've looked through all of those, and those meet the rules. So yeah.
And you can also find a lot of the same information that on our website, on our streaming. We have a streaming guide, charting, voting guide and it mirrors a lot of that information that we have in our Discord. Christina updates it really pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So so I guess last but not least, somebody put Taehyung on here. As I was saying, some of us fucked around and found out we were a lot of us were talking about being bias direct while we were at the concert. A lot of us were talking about what's a bias. I don't know what a bias is. Who knows what a bias is anymore? All I know is Jung Ho-suk. Well, some of us were rudely reminded about our bias this morning when Taehyung decided to go to Weverse and post some more pictures of himself working out, as he is
It's fine. Everything's
want to do now, and tell us that he lost 10 pounds. Where? But apparently he lost, not pounds, kilos. Apparently he lost 10 kilos. And then he went on a comment spree, which was adorable. And he whined at someone that he wanted to go to Hobie's concert. And of course he got the reaction that he wanted, which was a bunch of armies going, "Oh, Tay, we're so sorry. We hope you get to go." This bitch, let me tell you about this bitch.
As if he's not going to go in Seoul.
As if he's not going to be at that final concert in Seoul. He knows. He already knows.
He knows. He knows he'll be there.
Don't be sympathetic. Don't be sympathetic. He's trolling you.
Listen, I thought it was hilarious that the comment he said that on was basically somebody going, "I miss you so much and I want to see you," to which his response was, said, "Bitch, I want to see J-Hope in concert." I know how you feel. You want to see me.
Basically, he's like, "You don't love Bangtan more than I love Bangtan. So just sit down. Okay, sit down. Enjoy your concerts."
Serious fucking shit is what it was. It was shit.
So
all right, we got 4 minutes. Let's go. We can do this.
Get our reminders in. So we just talked all about the voting, charting, and streaming, so we don't have to.
Let's skip that.
Katie, Discord watch parties.
Yep. Among the many things we do is watch parties in Discord. We have a watch party every week, actually two. We have one for US evening time, one for Europe evening time that goes through the content for the weekly blog. We have watch parties every other week for Run Jin. We have various BTS content, including at different times, Run BTS, Bon Voyage, In the Soup. What are we wrapping up now? Why do I always... Ginny's Kitchen. I think we're wrapping up Ginny's Kitchen. And what are we doing after that?
I don't know.
I know we were coming to the end of Ginny's Kitchen. Sometimes K-dramas. Anyway, all of this cool stuff you can do for free in our Discord server. So come hang out with us. The link to join our Discord server is at the link pinned in the chat, ap529.com/links. And thank you very much to those on admin and those outside admin who host those watch parties.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Nice. So we mentioned earlier, I mentioned the blog, and next week we'll be dropping later than usual. It usually comes out at midnight, but it's going to be tomorrow morning, probably late morning, because Christina and Doc and I have to hook up. Well, probably just Christina and I, because I think Doc will be at work, but Christina and I are on very different time zones. So we will, when we are available to get together, it will go up But it is week 63, and it is the next week of March, and we will be moving into face.
Here it is.
And
I just opened it. I'd never opened it before. I
next
had
week,
my copy.
It's dangerous inside. Just warning.
It's called I Won't Hide Anymore, Even If It Hurts.
My God.
So prepare thyselves.
Park Jimin. I can't. Park Jimin.
So yeah, join us for that.
So
It will be dropping tomorrow. And of course, Katie mentioned our watch parties. We do always have a weekly content watch party every Thursday evening. Europe has one on Wednesdays. It's in the afternoon for us, but it's evening for them. And then on Thursdays, we have one at 8:30 p.m. ET. So join us for that. It's a lot of fun. We watch some of the content. We talk about it. We have a really good time. So come and join us for that. And last but not least.
All right. Our next YouTube live will be Wednesday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central for our midweek tea, where we bring you all the member news from the week and talk about shenanigans that took place out on June's internet. So join us for that, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And as a last minute reminder, tonight is night 2 of Jung Hosek being in Mexico. And so there is a real high likelihood he will go live around about 1 a.m. Eastern or 1 a.m. Central Time.
And he might be
So
eating
that'll be
tacos.
around,
Oh my
based
God.
on his history of live times after the concert ends, it'll be give or take 20 minutes, probably around 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to stay awake for that, just be forewarned, it's a likelihood to happen.
Yes. And armies in Mexico, I heard you
Stay
are
safe.
killing it. You are
Yes.
so
Yes.
wonderfully loud. There was a mariachi band outside playing.
Oh, the mariachi band
Dynamite.
playing
That is so cool.
playing BTS songs. It was pretty amazing.
Fantastic.
Mariachi playing BTS.
It's phenomenal. Oh, it's
So
phenomenal.
great.
So
Love
just
it.
your loins may be worn out, guys, or your girds may be worn out. Either one. Gird your loins if you have any girds left. Otherwise, just stay safe out in
And
the streets.
I mean, anybody that's going to San Antonio, Oakland, and LA, and that hasn't been to any of the concerts before, you're not ready. You are not. You're not.
It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic. No worries. I have your email address. So for the ticket raffle winners, we have your email. So no worries. We'll get in touch with you.
Yes.
Okay.
No worries.
Thank you
Do
guys.
we get? Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
everyone.
We're still like,
Bear with us.
Hobie.
Still recovering.
Opie.
Also, check your spam folder. 'Cause
Check your spam
emails
folders, yes.
Oftentimes go to your spam folder.
Yeah.
Pollo con spaghetti. Yeah, that's right. Woo.
Tiene flow que tiene Betty.
Titty Becky, Latini
Flat
Americana. Okay, I want.
Time. Also, if you guys are going to any of Hobie's upcoming concerts, please, of course, come into our Discord, share your pictures, share your videos. We want to see all of it. We are making highlight reels for each concert. So please, even if we're not there, but if other 529ers are there, we want to make sure that the experience gets recorded and remembered. So we want to see all of your stuff. Katie created a thread, Hope on the Stage pictures. You can go and you can drop things in there and share them, and then we can just grab what we need and go from there. So please, please, please continue to share with us and your stories. We want to hear all of it. Thank you guys so much for joining us, hanging out with us.
Thank you. Travel safe. Safe travels when you're going. Yes, have fun if you haven't been yet.
Yes,
Bye, guys.
we appreciate you. Laura, hey. Good night.